106.3 FM so na de mama yemo bibia kwa ba wo krompo no wasanso yebiom wo de ache de aseda ene de man de testy angaza Kasiebo ene na ye de nam na ya yeso mawie Brazil team bombedia squad Obidombie edu Kumi mene
Obiri Yeboah Fentemfrem
and some the edma kotene bi ane MPP amanyoko na wo ma friends and for the sema tudwa wase sa meja fi wontimi nkasa oni asase ya ka wudi apoto yo putum wontimi nkasa ba gitumi na ba se bebu nkonta afa na abetoto apaapa so wo mo chirimu tan wo mo bayire nam na bu nkonta
anka ne demtrani man MPP amanyoko pani polafo komika sai woro so akofa nkrata hihye wie dia koma mpani se woro so tia sim na afa eye kan di bre ye demtrani di bre no wasan be prebiem
Yababa ram wo ma mu mrahye bedwafie sanka nenka wo sevetin koso empanyumfo apia e de ahyeda ne yabekọ akwahwe de ekoso
soafo a woro na mprempre obehwe bambo so me ka se ne wadane tumi ananka kuta no se soafo hwe adwuma ani nsuwa so no nyina de amopani a obedi na de
esa bi ka we hu ne abo no bedade nam enawie mtmfo kutaye mu isem ene ne wode aba wo se mrada ne ntu so da ne bi watre change your star ene na ba mu akwanya na afi wakasa sam no browser sam na momo wudi di dwuma na fei eja ahia na wutua ketekete manpolle Stanbic Bank wase ne yenkrukra ya nko amana ne enkope dollar se ya de kwa akwafa no ma de aba wote Ghana wobetumi de sidi kuro ya kwa menkroma sidi kuro ya akra no ma free China aba fa hobo no mo nkyere wo kwan follow who no road na thank you computer clinic infidie tatahwe ewo maka church se ya de bia ba bia ko hinta ba bia suma ba bia kwata ba bia late bia no ebe che no ne am wodro ne de kanachi na hode soro kwatimi aba DBS kalale plus in chance perfect kuru dance what afebo with the border so I think you ma 20 years warranty ne bua no so da fom se trim ti so obi a osakete no ya cha eti bua ba ko ne de man na de akum no ma mienu ka cha go toothpaste apostle papa wanu mu beda ho wanu mu konkone ne nyina da be free ho ama enkaboni e wo wanu nyina free ho so be pai fita ka cha go toothpaste Franco Trading Enterprise so cha de no mobile phone no waka de printers no waka de laptops no waka de sa so na CCTV camera and need okay nation this Adom TV so ena I know it means a chenne it we say twamfo nyini na say chenne e de ka ho ena TV kwa akosi 100 inches ukwa www.francotrading.com and francophones.com and wa press wa dane de abro wa bobo no pe wa mo na kuta yemu ma wiai Obidombie edu Kumi mene
Obiri Yeboah Fentemfrem
Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Trust my leg X. Wadwe channel Fabra yesi nyina kwanta so ntwamani ene wan ye gina ye twan wo Fabra ne kenkan enfama afa ye mongura ensam na nkansa mwen ye sha se dia was nkokrokro MPP amanyoko akache ne gbawura se surudu don frefo a wo gina ho ade ma wo ne etwobo ye DJ bomnom aye Henry na nabo acha dodo na frese na bi na ne wakeka bi pa watoto bi ade amapanyi pa Ghana Gold Bot wana na da no sameja mfi se wontimi nkasa woni asase ya kaso kodidi apotoyo putum ensu a sabi anwumu nam so emusu afunu so yenwe etisa nei wo panyini wo baba je abandi bia ni akase bra ne bebu nkonta afa na abetoto papa so abaye mbranto asam ne ni papa asam wo so atwini mu tan ne betene ye pe enkontabu odi obebu wo kirema wo se sedie no wana ne ye ne sa na Yesu ma ye nso ebeye embra bia atwamu na sameja mfi ani adi samanyoko ni abamu sadi wo mu se to ayampia kansem polo ensembege ensemakasia adefa abaya no wote so na nado dan kwakufu ado aban ho de wo mu ni de nim nyina da wo mu kaye ena edada Ghana de hye na Ghana de hye to abade ma wo mo na afa de wo bai na wo bra na bebu nkonta de a afa na wo ba be na me na mudi mani se prefer ene wo krona no so ekoto de ne bodwe nyenya antre de yemfa ba amra na wo de ntie ene sentofo hye mu se de sikoye.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I did not come here to insult as others have chosen to engage in. No. I have come here to lay out a record, a documented record, a verifiable and well-established record. Let us begin in 2020. Ghana was in the middle of an election. Into that charged atmosphere, Mr. Fentemfrem told all of us before the cameras, and he insisted again and again, he peddled this falsehood repeatedly, that he had an authentic video, evidence of which President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo is receiving $40,000 bribe as a certain president. He said this on radio, he said this on television. He told Ghanaians on Joy FM that they were not zombies and that the video had not been doctored. He was wrong. He was worse than wrong. independent reviewers went back to the full unedited footage. They found that the NPP said from day one that the clip was a selective cut fragment of the whole piece.
Nana bi no we no se asem bi o ha woni wa danse utumi twa ho bi na de ya danse na emre bi atwa mu kura Dr. Mahmoud Baumia sa meja amfi be gina simpie ni apaso ka kire Ghana de hye nyina da se dwumaku e friends hotel ya ne dia abra wantumi amfa nyina so bi amanke hu ye wutu mbra na wa kire se kura wutu no so na so wadi wade na no fafa ene ka ye gogwa sa na adu wano do nwere bi nwo ntienei se wono ebra duru se wono so obi di bi ye na won kana no ntum esanse de odi ahwede ba fie no wono na de nwansa ba fie.
He did not apologize. He did not correct the record. He simply moved to the next fabrication. That is what he is known to be doing best. And let us not forget the actual matter. And all of you bear witness. During the intense 2024 campaign, the NDC circles relentlessly amplified what Mr. Fentemfrem on record. Being one of the loudest voices, they claim that the Vice President, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, secretly owned Abtel.
And here you could hear Eya panyina watonkra we kura de wo boaboa doma no ede ma MPP amanyuko ne Henry Nana Boache Nana B.
Ya toaso MPP amanyuko no amu ne wono mfrinhyia mpinu ene dunan wonom ko maso koto abayi dwamtrani eno atifudu mantem no omko ye no omto aba na cheso pani polafoko awentem wono ena adi nkunim achese wote adwamu a woye adwuma kakra abeka bese abosome bese nkoro pa me akoto aba ena omode ko adu nyanta mpapa yie a omode bo no se papa no amanyuko no wo pese omodi nkuguo mfrinhyia mpinu ne dunsia omfa danse mra bepem na ye hu bi ehu ase papa ya hotire to akonwa bam wa kronyo no ngo no masafa pani o twetwefo pani aka no kwa bena jeja pa no so ne pagya no bam ye do makotena ba na chi ena kakra mfrinhyia mpinu ene dunsia omodi nkunim ene o mabetena ba anwa so mfrinhyia par nwotwe babu mai ni nyina pani polafoko otenchen din wonkasa agya wonde o se enu amu no wo oni hwe ka bio aye nkuruma kese obone maguni yam wo dwene ne ho enti Abraham anyoko no esa akotena ba chi se wom opposition abam afedi mu ada ho amanyoko no mahojo omo hia obi oba beboa no biam no san de o masi kwantempon so na se mutiri ya mfiri champion ne aduonu nwotwe omo asa bedi nkuruma ba ya ban na no na pani polafoko tenchen ya no se dabi ni a wo hyehyɛ ne mfiri champion ene dunan a beboa no ma mfiri champion do nsia modi nkunim no wo san kuta ne o ma ne biam ode ba obeboa no ma won no hyehyɛ me na gina so se de be ya nkunim de ba mfiri champion ne aduonu enwotwe se se de ne nkrata akofa aye se wode be pridwam training no wabobo ne nyando akoma mpani no se de sina ni so ye de oye mfiri champion ne adunan no biamu an wo ba beye obeboa no ma no kakra na manyoko na gina so na nkabomu aba na nkabomu ba twitwidi odi besisu akonkunim die mu no ni nyina wo no ho be adwumaden de aboa na mfiri champion ne aduanu nwotwe wono madi nkunim.
And in the capacity of our party to rise again. Filing the nomination papers that don't make me the national chairman. That decision belongs to you, the delegates of our party. And I respect that responsibility completely. Over the past few months, I have listened and engaged the party across the country, and from here, I'm going to go out and continue going around the country to engage with you. In engaging with the members of this party, I have heard a lot of frustration. I have heard a lot of anger.
Opani Paul awentem afoko wono sabredi na nia bread tin se eli bibia amanyoko no obesa ba adwam trani biam aboa wonom na hotese wo chirechire mu se de onto abo babo no bakọ no boko ateni ni mpu atwa ne kasaburo bi anim enka bomu an hia no na mpanimfo adi ani mu je nkrata no tum mu se ampa afede e omabie kwamu ama no wonkobo no nto anyina nsi na afa October abosom dura ene yankunim na ope no ne nsa aka pani a obaje nkrata ne Frederick Opare ansa no ahye ne bose wonom de amanyoko ya pa omso wonhwa abato so omo ba ba ya dwuma no omonye se shoti shoche dwuma de bia omba ma wi abodo omba ya nyina mu fine pepepe yomde be ya dwuma se de be ya asomdwe a wɔn pɛ amanyɔkuo no ne nkabomu no ebetumi aba mu na de obedi nkunim bia nso wɔn nyina taa na chi
has been put in place and we advise them to set clear procedures so that when Mr. A appears before them, it is the same way they will treat Mr. A and they will treat Mr. B. No preferential treatment and no selective treatment of aspirants. And so rest assured that as far as this committee is concerned, the 2026 National Business Elections will be conducted in a very, very fair manner. We will not yield to pressure from any quarters, be it internal or external. We will ensure that due process is followed. As you also go about your campaign, we urge to speak in a manner and campaign in a manner that will bring unity to the party.
Frederick Opare Ansa NVP amanyɔkuo na badwakuo a wapa wɔnom sɛ aba a wɔbɛto wɔn hwɛ so wɔne pani odi wɔn manimu ne ɛna wɔteyɛ no
Adom 106.3 and Yanuanum Asepa 94.7 in 104.5. Tistianga Kasiebo ni Guzu Ayabe Adom and Yakuaduma. Agra Wisamasi Ewa Santamantam, we are Santamantam Swafoneja. What is some Yababa to Janivias Yasibo Mochi free swas by Catros and Jama Wenachini. What Rema was here, Dejama, Huma, Quadrumi and so. Ena Galamsea Mana. Amene Wama Motran and Anam said watches and Quada. Near the another a woman or the Sansami Tuja. As Santamantam Minerals Commission. Master, yeah, and then you damn pa brand new tear rubber. And I will be on watch as a war swap as woman will tell her mom's a company and will quit our opinion what is answer me to.
Within the period under review, 23 lives have been lost only because they were going to their farms and fell within pits that were left uncovered by miners within the various areas. As part of the 23 people, only 19 people have been recovered from these pits. The remaining 4 of them we've not still been able to find their bodies. These includes 11 children whose future has been cut short because someone in his quest for money left a pit uncovered within some of these areas that leads to farmlands, among others. Looking at this problem and with the support of the minister, the National Security together with the ministry has started a reclamation effort in order that we will be able to target these uncovered pits that fall within the areas where people actually fall in and drown.
Asantiman terms were for no artists who are then some to Jan and watch in was one about before come home boom. Whoa, baby, ye too from a good year over hand on Aquabrane. Wababon is or Wabaton there, Wabaton found one was the A. And Moody Animals Rory was a sad and who pop pass off in a dome to Susa.
I also want to thank the ministry that as part of your effort in supporting us to be able to fight illegal mining. We want to appreciate that you have successfully helped us to move every permanent structure within the region that fell within the forest reserve. So in time past, there used to be filling stations well established within forest reserves to support mining activities within the forest reserves here in Ashanti region. As I speak with you now with the support of the ministry, there is no forest reserve in the Ashanti region with a filling station or a permanent structure here in Ashanti region. Can you see the support of the minister and the ministry?
Any I quote ye a sentimental elsewhere for Dr. Frank Amwakohine.
Bese na otwemi ensani na Ghana mampani John Dramani Mahama eye nsakiremu ewo na soafonim enam so asoye bi wo ho a na yi afiro de ko ba bi foforo na ye de bi nso ada mpan abehiem asoye no baako eye asoye ye hwe enwuma adansie ani nso aso Works Housing and Water Resource soafo no ho ye Kenneth Gilbert agei na mampani hwe din no se da bi ho no won firi ho no nsamra soye a esa bre na eda hokoye asoye hwe bambo so Defense Ministry ampa mampani boni dima ene same kase amamre ni amane wo ye ni nyina ye hye kama na oso ofiri ho kro no na wo kɔ a bia ya na o ye adwuman sa bre na soafo no hwɛ nkronkro ni nkrase amammo mpuntuo ahemfo ne soma hodo atena ye ho no nso ono nso ye boni din sɛ ene ye sa na te de a omra mahwɛ nsuwa anwuma ene adansie so tine ko sɛ ne etetu anti wono nso ebɛya amamre ni amane na ofiri ho kro ne Mika say openi Kenneth Gilbert agei waya mamre ni amane e de ama openi a oba bedina de unmonyamfo Ahmed Ibrahim se wonom animanim ya o ma chere adwuma ampa ene na efe na akono hihye nkrata de ma no twetwe bibia contract odin sa hyase adwuma waye akwakoduro de o be hyase de egusu aye yodin nyina nkrata ma no kyerɛkyerɛ no de ekosuo nyina ana wa kyerɛ ditru ba ko a sa bere wonom ani wo so sesagleme adan ya yesi ana akawura mu no sa me kase o mu gina so dendenden a wonom ye ho adwuma.
As I formally hand over the responsibilities of this ministry to my successor, I do so with a deep sense of gratitude, humility, and confidence. Serving as a minister of this ministry has been both a great honor and tremendous responsibility. The ministry occupies a critical place in Ghana's development, from the provision of housing and the management of our built environment to the development of policies that support infrastructure and sustainable human settlement. Our work directly touches the lives of ordinary Ghanaians. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm particularly grateful to the Deputy Minister, Honorable Izela Tete Akutui, Chief Director, Mrs. Kasiebo. The other names, Mesiba.
So far, one na shabambo so mprempren Kenneth Gilbert Ajeyi. Nene ana oti ye na enyumayefo a wonom wo atran ya wo firi wakure. Mekire enyuma adansie ne nsuaso na enyumayefo na kyese akwakoye arehosem ene wonom ebo na maso igya no kwan wo mse obaye na adwuma yie papa wo de pepepe ye na be ye adwuma ba bia okro bia ya tran akwahe bambo so no so ene pa woni mu nu a wo de kro no wo mfa koye adwuma ho.
Has been through your collective efforts. As I keep saying, anytime I stand somewhere and they say Ministry of Works and Housing, I just thank all of you. Because the success wasn't about me, it was about you. I came in as a politician to just come and give direction. But me saying it is a different thing and you doing it is a different thing. But the kind of support I enjoy from all of you, I just can't thank you enough. The minister may provide leadership, but it's the commitment of the people.
Na owie ni samu nyina chire no ana soafo asa bere wa babedina de onimonyamfo Ahmed Ibrahim wano nso wabeje nkrata ahwem wawie no otene dwam no de tu dwase se ye waso ye hwe adansie nsuo eninyuma so na se aso ye hwe sikasem so ye se womwa no de a na ye se akoye se wawo ba na wayo wadwen se obema abana da bonte unsi da mane nem dabi sikani na obema abada bonte enya de pa entu ano so abai kwan bia wose onya sika de adwuma no obehwe se mpene de beba ne de ya adwuma ne ya kan mu asisie ni atitim de wose babam ni ababam adan ho do wose asisie ni asisie na bia wose nsuo fa bia kwa timi afa na wo mai yetimi atumpon.
As I take this responsibility today, I recognize the significant responsibility that comes with it. The ministry has an important mandate, and the work we do directly affect the lives of the people of Ghana. Why is it that Cote d'Ivoire in the last 10 years have built about 50,000 houses, and Ghana from 2012 to date, we are building 5,000 and we can't. Even 1,005 we couldn't complete. What is wrong with us as a country? Too partisan, too parochial, too selfish. We need to eschew this, come together and bury ourselves into the vision of the president. If you go to Kenya, they are transforming their country. Go to Morocco, they are transforming their country. Neighboring Cote d'Ivoire, 50,000 houses. What is wrong with us? 1,005, 10 years, 12 years, since 2012 we couldn't complete as a country. Where are the leaders of this country? We need to put our acts together. We need to reset this country. We need to have a national vision, not a partisan one. You need a buy-in of the other party so that we move together as a country. You need a buy-in of the Minister of Finance. A finance minister who does not support Minister of Works, Housing and Water Resources is like a rich man who does not build for his children.
Ai osha man bi se Cote d'Ivoire man ya Ethiopia ni Uganda no nyina Kenya no nyina sisi adan na omo made dem na Ghana ha ye made da bonten adai ye no anse na amene se yesi adan kura be se mpem apem ne akiri na ye ntimi nsinwie ye ase amanosam na adidi etie ye nyanka akanifo papa e wo mayi mu e no matra ho na o ma ye hwe ha e no ma na abrabo ayesa wei ayesoafo a wono be hwa adansie enyuma ɛne nsuwasoɔ ɔpani Ahmed Ibrahim ɛna wote sɛ wɔkasa no sɛ deɛ wɔno na aba suafo foforɔ a waba wɔno a ɔbɛyɛ biribiara kama nti adan no deɛ yɛbɛsi ama yɛn na ɔmanfoɔ anya baabi na no wɔmanya baabi ada
Yanko enim Adom 106.3 and Yanom Asempa 94.7 and Krakropo mu kokomle fan of First Street JFM Abrosatin to Bedurani Atrabo ha allow drive o asante mantema wa yensha na yese bocho se tutu Bolivar de extension woni yenuanom nhira FM for bata ne ne wodo so podu wada hwene mu ahwene bodom Kasiebo da mu fu atesion yeguzo ayebe edema ona ne yekoye ne ma yekopie mu mamra hye bedwafie se asoafo mampanyini pa wo mo ne bi mu ho a na wo mo ya asoafo dada mampanyini se wo sakra mu se de be ya wo mo so ba bia no wo mo ne be yi wo makọ ba foforo wo mo nyina na wo so mkopie mu mamra hye bedwafie na ja yebo akire de ma wo mo ya se eja na be kire banche enye na aboa no so eja na be kire mu sade enti ensam ne yetotoma no wa na eja wo yi ano ana akire se ebia wo betumi akotia bese anaso wo betumi asoma magana kwa kwaduam amana fa ntema pefra wo ma mu mrahye bedwafie nsem ayetre ne se enne no show enya amaso vertin enya amaso na yense ntro ni ohina mponsa kakabo senior man lela ne ho ohina kwa ba
bra Ernest Kumi mejo so
o be ya no makobo di e sha da kabo no ne de no kra de Abraham
abotre
ana Joseph ai dia Mose Mose opa ku epokoko mu ma Israel for fam bra Moses akwaba
yo bra dancer mejo so eba o mai mbrase bedafie
ya hwe enti enade na ekoso
yo Kumi sadia ye nyina ya te no dada no na anope a ye bai enra na speaker bo chire the appointment any nomination o mampani John Dramani Mahama ede aba na watwe nkata ede aba oma imrahye bedafie sei na yetwe kwan sei nipa enum ede na asese na ye hyase na the appointment committee a first deputy speaker ono na wote adwamu na ranking member no eye Osahene Alexa Mafenyomakin the minority leader enso so ebetine adwamu na nka waso to sa asoafo no na penso so Supreme Court judges no ano na ne bebedu hanam no enti enya ne se ye pia ne nyina kwakopie mu ewo yawo se enti ampanifo esi sa gina ne de Kumi me na wo ye ntimi enka na mom ne yatie ne se ene no dwumadi ahodo ewo honom a ampanifo hwe se yebeyi ne nyina ede afiri honom na nyame ya adom a yawo no appointment committee ebetena so na se wuyi eya asoafo emienu a ye ka ho asem ede afiri honom a amampani John Dramani Mahama nso so abo eye enipa mako emiensa edin se wonko na wonko di dwuma asono emfa emboa omai court back time nipo di kan Justice of Sophia Rezita Banasco esa ono currently your Justice of the Appeals Court and now so Justice Edward Amwakwa Sante ono so Court of Appeal Justice and now so kaneno na oye ECOWAS Court of Justice ohona na odi dwuma and now yewa Anthony Forcing ono oye private legal practitioner kaneno na ono ye Ghana Bar Association for womo president entino say nipa emiensan ya ma bo mudin so omo so meba na appointment committee no ede atoto manom na Kumi nienti a yesusu se ebia saa esan ya na se entwinsan no abamu ne se wonim se saa bia me no ka se openi a ono no ye the substantive majority leader Yeboah Mahama Yarga ono ko ya ne abo ne din a wo so kwa appointment committee na o ye kototo na nom ana Yeboah James Agaga wo so no ana obetine adwemu se majority leader ya boni din foforo enso endra e ba sistem no empanifo ma yeti ase se Yeboah Mahama Yarga no betine mu akopem se ye be bet na wie na feputumpuru enso ye mu ayaba na wotwe die enso ye betinye wie amfana Yeboah James Agaga no waba be take over se new majority leader ntime no ka se de Yeboah Mahama Yarga no okoso a anaso daso na oti adwamu se leader of government business ewo omemba sebedefie enu nti ne bi ebetini abase ensesan no na ema empanifo nso so atwe bet no ede akọ yawo no na mama asetira no yenhya asent na etika ba ene be hu senti potia ye twe bet no ede kọ yawo Kumi
yo ya no asebra Moses enti Moses ohina mponsa kakabo senior man lela no wo mamu brahye bedwafie ene jade yekoso wo de ho nsemato yenim no
aha Adom 106.3 FM shira 104.5 affiliate ha ene aduo no so Facebook no YouTube ya no nyana nam ho dententente enche ye bebawura ho ne ahwe bia godi amam na ye to akase no so se galamsey kono yanom eya yeka de duro no pa de ahwe yi a ebe ya kabode suafo ankane no hwe asase amponyina mo ne fam agudie so Samuel Abuginapo ene de atodwa se de kono ayo no si yampe kuo bi a wonom gina brane omo nyamanyofo kura ma omo amamu a se ya ne beyo se na nse ya na emrantie blue water gas fo ya ye fa wo mo so mo nkobo ma ye nkopam galamsey fo wi ase wo mo so ko do mo akogim wo mo ba do mo abagi sika na mo ayi wo mo ani o twia ede na emada wo mo pese mbotom so yekufu obi edidi nti wo so bedidi bi a wo mo ko ya amfo ye ya de bia akọ nanso ye kwa emfoe ena pani se sadne betimi afoe pa dia yampe ko bi a wo mo gina brane a chese amanyosam kura ni wo mo ho ni wo mo emrem no mba mo betime di nkunim na no na wono ma etufam agudie nkumankuma enambra kwanso ye bi wo mo kuo wo mo de atodwa se ye pani o ka semi pa o wa ka ne ye pa aduja mfini pani a woda wono ma no wo se eye pa se adwenkyira pani di aba no se kampani gi atum no mde ye adwuma wonde onim se ka se de tie bia ye betime di nkunim san se wo se aban a ekoro da no yi ani aban a abai emprempre galamsey na gi wo nsem wo mo ntimi ama na amfoi na se ntimi amfoi dia na wo se ye sesam ekofa foforo ba ne de ekosa sesam ekofa foforo ba na ye wo mo a omo hu ni amanyosem a wo mo abobio kwan ye fa so kutia enioma boni bi se yie no eba sa de ebeboa amankunimdie no atumi aba ebuakam fine no ane Adobe
yebekɔ no wa
koboko na ne nyina mu no wo se eba se o tampani achie na yenya abadwako bi agina brane no ɛho hia pa na eba sa ye mama mranta achire wo ho na ye magana fo nyina ehunu se emre ta achire nie afi wo mo adoma bewura mu no ampa eba na se epam nipa bonfo se yia wonom wakwanya wo mbetimi ayo ne nyina na timi aboa ma ne omato yie
the position ya work as a was a political free galamsey economy no adwene and that has been yen your position ya ka na kopim say you be politics free small scale mining emuno anya dia you betimi anya resource bia ya ye ehwehwe the entire ya kasa adwene nyina and say the architecture no any ye design small scale mining architecture no ade a emmoa a was yitimi esaklaye ewo emu ntimi me opening no adwene yi amanyosem enfrim kwa de wo sa ban was most sector nyina and say obe formulate laws na woni the necessary needed stakeholders no abedwene na ye emra no ewie dia so obe bra no adwuma no me no adwen say e wo say aban yi nsa efrim kwa regulation of small scale mining no e wo say aban be 5% no be formulation of the regulations and the laws but say the bra no adwuma de ye wo existing bodies say you decide any say wo munsem ne politics afrimu a wo mu ebetumi aye
na wodi tudwa wodi kasebe no se ewum se ampani odi gina yese ya aba na nsusu yese ya aba wota akide nanso wonde wonyi ni kura se wo behia mpo se ebesante abadwako bia wonom ebeka se we musu na ebeta wo makire efri se Ghana ha ye wobi wo ho dada chese yesi nsuwa rokrombo ho ban na obo bidin a Minerals Commission wo ho Environmental Protection Agency wono ho womo eboy ensuwa asase ampo nyina moa ene wiemu obade bobrem nyina ho ban nyina wo ho achese mra ma wonom kwan se wotimi ye de opede ball mai ho ban nanso na mamanyosem nti obia twi nani ana de omope ana wonom yo na Ghana ya tiagum saa ene yese yensuo yese kwa ibretu.
The use of force now you use am a good resource. So we are still relying on it. Again on the side of depoliticization, see politics every month. But say it could be in your bemu and say you will in the cool any kuhudo ewa sa enyumaku eno aban enyi nsa enfirimu aban enyi nsa enfirimu na ye ma wo mutumi na wo mo enye wo mo adwuma ye wo Minerals Commission ye wo EPA ye wo state institutions wo mo na in terms of mining wo mo na e wo se wo mo ehweso but say ye niema wo omamu hanoma politics is supersede bibia no because look at say enyumaku ya me ebubo wo mo din wo mo CEO appointment aban bia ba oba ebe point ni CEO eba ne sa enye politics ya na nipa na wo ko no enye abano bidden and I walk and so we should depart from that. There should be a total depoliticization. Politicians must take their hands off. Now, they must take institutions, any practitioners and traffic and planet.
Aduja mfiwa no na santimante mu de wani kire ho a Small Scale Miners Association we twa for pani de ma wono ne na wote no
Yanko yanim apanyini wo obi a wabenpa yi wo skasam tutuye mu ye fra na besma kwasai ene wo ka sai se wiase to da bia funtum wo na kwasai batatwene wo kotre kwawe no mako na aboa ponkyerani wasam fifire se wa ni nyina da ane se America fo ni Israel fo ntokwade de wo masai wo Iran fo so no ehun susuanso ye de bi baba yenkurubom kakra beka ho na watene ye ha wo beto sam ya beto piga fa ngo bo e wo matumi hurihuri ti sa danko asabe yiwa kwa ne mpna de mekoba ne se ha dwene pa na de nam so panyine de sansem nyina da etudwa ene se panyimpa wo no ene wo ma musika korabia batan wada no ene ne wada sma baba tudwa no wo kire mu se ha Middle East wo kopie mu Middle East ya sade eno ma esi kro wo wa beteto pa ye pe ade ba chikutudwam na ne tuoi wo bete kwhwa acha so wo mukunkum wo mo ho no ena nso ma fa nwo a anka wo se timi ko wiase afa na nyina da no eto da bia na ho akwatwe second tete ba pa se ho ena ja fa nwo no ye no ano enti koba ne sa na fa di susu so bo ne aba eno ene wo panyini nso atwa bia to se bam sade o ka na enu kro Dr. Johnson siama panyimpa Bank of Ghana wona ne da no asem na wo ka na enu kro turo do na de ntie Dr. siama na small de tudwa.
One thing we've done right since last year was to build higher amounts, so that way, even where there's a deed, you're able to hold things. Whilst at that, you look at other ways of recovering your reserves. And we have a number of ways to recover the reserves. Cocoa, we have to do better at cocoa. We have to do better even at the non-traditional exports. Currently, non-traditional exports constitute about 10% of our exports. Can we find a way to get it to about 15% of exports? Then our new area of remittances, which I am very, very passionate about. Last year, remittances all alone brought us about nearly $8 billion. Ghanaians sent a lot of money home. The only problem is that most of the money that comes in goes into consumption. Because we love to do funerals, they are doing school fees, they are doing what have you. So our challenge now is how to route part of that money into investment.
Eni ayokwoti ye panyimpa wono en wo ma musica krobia batan wodano Dr. Johnson esiama ina atesu wode samutu dwane so na ne awurade adoma fresh skaba wo ma mu pa wo biri minim so onya bia ye se remittances won amano ni sika no mo de ba no se ebi so kwotro de no bodwe che se mimi nkwa ma nya bi mo waya de antino muma ni panyina anya atrofo na nyamenya no kwafo ti boga fo ne nyanka achimo famra remittances no guso kwan mu da ho mu betimi dia bento panyini chiremu a scan esu ye pa we nyina ye kwaye faso manga na etimi fa ntima pa efra na no ene ne wapanyini besmak wo sai atwetwe nkomo
ye hwe governor ne simo de betu dwa se Iran US war na buy na say political intranquility no ama already to reserve na ye hwe ye din chichimu ba ekwa be su na mana basa na se bonisi de ki on prime meaningful inside o hwe a time na war before the war in shase na price of crude fm now around 60-70. The one on chassis we say increase some even a hit over 100. We take it on prime minimum inside. I see the new level we not do base at 12. And moment to me yeah adjustment this are cushion reserves no. And you must see we are not talking about Levina. We say there with that confluence my knowing very well self. Now no your creditors Christmas. We see FC baba when you September, October, November. And this effort now government buy and providential say you run this period no now could oil prices need Russia Ukraine war political intranquility ne kon ne be here say better keep a very and 20 major bet promise say the more reserves be back abegu system na timia so see ni aboy very and I think say na mo mutu and mo tu aboy ye reserves ne down but the reserves what the reserves the reserves any seven reserves no who keep say who chewa wo so be obetu be system na timia aboy na that very electric effect on the currency.
Eni ayokwoti ye obi a wabene pa ye skasam tutue mu Bismarck o say
ye ko ahafumantam ukoduru ampani ehwa ngomasua so sabre yi wo me de abetudwa se da no oda asem kese si ye wo mem senior high school say teacher ni when you teacher ni mpo obi a wono ye bamboni a obo suku no ho ban no no te ho pa kwada atene nantem sade ye friend obonto na nka yenim se obonto de nka amfa ho mo nka wa so de ho akobon nka wa am obonto atu atwi ni nyina ne se odisuani baako abaya anwumre ebe se no nso ko no twim ho na omo se akoda ise de osine na modabre nko pa baabie edi ntirafa adwane akoda se akɔhye baabie o so okochiri na omo ade sa no aje se akɔye bibie ho obonto hunu a kwa komo akoda ise se wa mama nkoye yi a mama mpanimfo aso ate se wo baabie apia kɔ abonten amade abonie aso twen bi ho aye de amaw ene ekromofo ene adesuafo ne bi se akoda no kɔ hye ho no na wono mo ate to obonto ho enka nyame omodo omo saka omo di na gentutu kakra kama obonto nko ka asem yentia wo se akoda no di ni birthday na woda na woka kire se oh na eyema woda wo no se ne me wo champagne bi ho ntie nko na me mfa ma na gya ko yi champagne na ma no na wo koto obonto so osi paso no awro no ho na obi anim se champagne no ade mu odro se de ni o chese wawro na tade soro no fam no disi akonwa ni mu na wo de oba Facebook ni YouTube a wani ebe hye so asemi ama ye dajia na wo de yenti abra nkwada no koto obonto ho de omo eye no ne nsem omo kafa obonto ho
yeah obonto abonyo
o de na se o be transit
obonto ko
jaja ko no ni kai na
nye he ni yo
me ka no plenty na me ye ni simu ye no
nice.
adesuafo ne okromafo ne bio no mo yere saa no je wo se we se hwenafu na abayare so osere mo pom che wantina o ka kire wo na je sa kwada na ma wo no eya asote ye se obondo de ma ba hye ha o nti se mo ama magemi a obeyam de obeyame asemi ba ne se we ye nya kire de da ye bedi akire sanse de da no de si bo ase empanimfo ye no kana sichi aso mo ka so mo nka ye nyi ye ni ema entwamu nko enti obonto mo ye ne dai ana mpani a hwe nwasua so de atodwa se omani abre papa wa half mountain num enhwemu koso na abrantie wona kasama wonum ye fen Isaac Sian nsemo de tudwani
no pana no that of education only maintain for to na mo ko school mo no na me adem na me do ye anopai aba adwuma I go to ye adwuma eti ye say ye call me na so mo call me no they started putting their ears down for investigation just to ascertain the facts what happened the actual thing that happened the truth of the matter it anopai so director any the human resource any the director in charge of perspective any senior high school coordinator o sign a school mo no ma o mo do ma so from enya the fact of the matter before they come out to speak on what transpired. Actually, we went there with the guidance and counseling coordinator. When it comes to these issues, I will say guidance and counseling coordinators with them. They spoke with the girls, and as I said, it is still an investigation, and then maybe I can't disclose it for now, unless they are done with the whole thing before I can speak the facts of the matter. I cannot give you specific issue that is happening right now.
We kasamafo de ma afo mantam no atre ya hwe nwasua so Isaac Sian nene na ote ye na adesuafo nkabo mukuo pani a woda wono ma no Rashid Ibrahim na ose boy ose yi obi adi ose atwe obi aso pa enya no nko a wo bebontoa dendendenden wo suku ahodo ni nyina mu na wagyina mu akabi adi amamma isanse ma ya na wo suku nyame nim nie chechirefo ne bi su ne ban ya omoda de kire nkwada no bu ha ya na ntwaye ti obagie siri na so ne wonante mu a no aka amampani agya esesu ne ban bone na omode di nkwada no.
And we are coming to start a program. We would go on in schools in the various regions, educate them about their rights. When issues of this nature comes up, and appropriate reporting channels, the kind of evidence as some preserve. So the Bayer is here, the Bayer prosecutions near the looks you are taking upon ourselves. The Bayer Sadiano, but indiscipline. I cannot be bribino, and yet only students who are indisciplined. And now we know because a teacher for be indisciplined more than even the students. and it is as a result of the indiscipline of the teachers, no, and as students need be copy. Ocean, you are somehow can say school back or teacher back, what Tima from Crabbe, or be a do, and omnia there, ne or Muna Bontia or Moka. And do here a teacher, you know, says I'm Crano, and young Crano, a crown to me say, who teacher no Mumuna or say a crano, and ye can't indiscipline, and as ye preach indiscipline, and yet always say, Crano and our students know they preach indiscipline, Momo. Number Ghana Education Service. And I say, even teacher unions, no, almost a day and almost putting in place, they will make sure, they recruit disciplined people, disciplined teachers, on bet say on crady.
We a Ghana National Association of Students, one more president, Abrantia Rashid Ibrahim Nene and out here.
Young Koya Nimne Yakoya Nimwa, Panini, Waya Abadiatra, Jumakuba Komudia Medepan, Narcotics Control Commission, one on. Ena woman no sabe die chiri ye friend lawyer Chumberma no wode sama tudwa wase kokromo aferiso besu hunu so awso man feriso de duro betaso nipa bonefo bi wo man esumu omu trimti bone ye omo de se atadwe na de omo ye ne se enu bone no omo kofa de ba wo ma yimu enuro ni bi wo ho a ade no enye se bi anka duro na nkasa anka nye o nanso de wose ye de ye na nkasa nye no omo de ye a ye friend synthetic drugs anti-traffickers wo mo de fa nkutuna se nenam hano aza mo wi krofo no de abepiem wo ma mu se surudu wo se kokobo wo ne no de mo so mo sakra mo adwen no so hini na ban enti sa de anya obi na kuma twebosi akuna na pe na wi wo no de ne ti agya kyerema se mrade so omu ma o mo nkasa o betom kakanka wo so afo wo no na hwe fisam ne amanwe won sam so wo mai mu alaji mu ntaka mu brak ena sa se mo de betu dwa no se enu bone ne de o manfo no emabunu no awurade wo ma mfa anya ta akra no de aso mo se aso wo mo no mo papa na ne obehia wo bi wo gira ho no wada wo koka utim se nani wo hwe o pass na ni atra lukumi lukulo no wanom no makoni mu watra ni patebia wo se ade ha dwene pa wo so wo mamuni nyina da yetimi ka wansem.
One of the major challenges that confront us continue to be the illicit drug fight, and in a very special way I must thank the Director General of Narcotics Control Commission and his team for the bold and decisive way of fighting this menace. Together, I mean, they do it in collaboration with the police and all the other state agencies. 217 arrests were made and 165 prosecutions initiated over the period. Over 8,500 kilograms of narcotics drug were seized, and also about 45.4 million tramadol tablets. You know, one of the biggest challenges that we now have is the youth using the synthetic drugs, and Narcotics Control has intensified its effort. And imagine, in less than 2 years, over 45 million tablets of tramadol was seized, was intercepted.
Eni ayo kwoti ye ayo so afo na hwe fisam ne amanwe won sam so wo mai mu alaji muntaka mubarak eno no na wo wie ye na panyipa ba de cha Narcotics Control Commission won na da no lawyer Chumberma enso ejina simpie ne apaso de sama tudwa se wo hu wo montwan e ma asem nsi ansa no makase mu ya nka maga na de hye ensei etu mo mokofa enduro ne ba no wo mo hwe mu ye be ya wo munyai sa de na wo mo ye no ansa na mra no wo madi.
So we keep on arresting and arresting and arresting. But if you say I'm going to say the go be no. For those people, it's not a problem. Maybe the Amazon American say the air can be a question now. Would be who be kind be or media money that no. Didn't you man a young fancy no. Never who the woman said the air question yachi we had no court yachi we had Najana. Ni United was want to move for and having question yes. But can we say die be so mono. Says how but the brow that kind nipa wouldn't want to our friends or make can you what. I don't know say any yegman. I don't kind of be for Zabia you using to be not interested to anybody. It's a caution. Yanche wa Obidombie and the guy. So we get guys. I was win die now now the but also up to we see our boni we so nko for ade hye nko for man say na fa ho ye yi a ebra da e be so munda na be ho se wunya kama fo
opanyini no na ate so wode sam atudwa ache se wo kirikire mu ekwan wa mo fa so a eja se jai sa ya nya sa ya jai sa ka so nya sa ka kukuru ni nya so akekra ne nya ntien kopem so mabambebu a mo baye mo adwene se mu jai sa abone ni die no wo mo so wo mo ntwema mo na ntwema mo china na no akire no se ade ba ko ha adwene pa ene se wo ba ko school se wo nkonko sua de sua pon wo ko ni hu so sa brobe wo de hye chese wonim nu bone ye wo beba no na wasai ya ko akire nu bone no mo asi sua pon fo na de hey said yes ya tia se wo ho na nyagro
we don't treat any matter on the table and the next destination is the court. That's why you better not you push men you what a dedicated for only narcotics never knew what before we came into power, but because of say you are very serious with the work near the air and near bro near and your grown you push ya a whole court, a high court, a juma ya say narcotics cases in one you go there. That's student, Kofodia Second University student, Central University student, and none of them will be spared. None of them will be spared. Oh, my man will do school cushion. Oh, papa, at the cinema will match at Kiosi amount, school fees amount, what you have hotel fees, the account, what's the cushion in a company with the Fabra. Who could trust you and I would create Mamma, Overton cannabis, Yadiafra ice creams, cushion Mako, Yadiafra Venison, so Bolon, the Kakam, Amen Crawford, who was the corner man of cushion and Ma, what created my one we know. And I will and found back on your papa or your mamma. You go to the law. One person, but how many are in India, Mamma, and Van Media. Quiet your own cast, no cushion, and not to go and sell drugs to fellow students.
And here you quote here, Penny Pobe, the Narcotics Control Commission, one and a down on lawyer Chumberman on no see a Payafasia, Prawada. Won't find so much my and I intend won't. It won't pass somewhere. Okwa wako suya wa dia French fine wopoa. Woko baby no mum wouldn't now could you and penny grow there. A better to say as for our montam kasi and then you to say ta. A baby na wo force mumo manina ho as well will be Obiri. Well, me bandy on pen or some not what you go. When in now. And this idea and crown almost echo.
I know deny your queen. I shan't have one at him. One same penny, I'm sure I can't impose way. Young fan to win him since I hear all kinds of marks. A mark and I can once a minute. Would have Facebook and about her. Now, maybe one money at the actually, they are better to Facebook and YouTube. Who is on a Macquani be swabashana? Since I hear Markins, a pepper, since I know Peppa walk in your cry. Baby wa bedu na amna da kwanu mu setie ne baby so ho mu afu tum hunu hwe ne nyina bubu nkonta de nkwanhia ba ne no na hyankafo yi se eyampanimfo bi adwuma na wadwuma no sa wonye na atena oto so a na wo se sa woda ye nyane wo ye ti wo ma so de ento mo sempanimfo so omonfo manimfo ya kwantempon no so na sansensan ya epepa de nyina obusha se sanfanfa so biem se de be ya sa hawo ne nyina beja ye sanse na nsan ya no odene enam so man nkwanhia bebre no a na ACC
we me tie platform na ya mbare ke biku animation bapa bono anya tem kitwa even to aka so lipa jina mu class stop wa wo ni kwa no authority no yam se ya no makasa yellow line no market no no anke ho boy fa se de bono tino gwa kasa ko speeda awan kasa ko risky go no gana e very year de mawan kasa kenya dia ko speed photo no e sa wo so abi ko yi no wa je bono hu ka bi pa na na ko sia me how far ni se most of them private cars no do na pa mountain them no quarantine ya bono aye ni road marking and some of the photos in particular o je hu ya won dia e bi type 525 na every morning we are not like 6 in the morning. You advise the driver for your control one over speeding. By the car, it seems
we aya senkafo ana oti omne na pani ukwa posifo akachia wonu fa ehwe akwan akobadie ehon nsem so se de be ya ehyen ko ebeba boko na afi obi tomra edi no mekire MTTD opani ya friend chief supo Alexander Kwaku aben wona ekasai wo se wono aposifo tran ho sei no eba no ntete ne ye nhwehwemu a ne nyina sinsire so wo de afutu ama sesa wo de hyen na mo a abotre atitru ne se wiem ayekusu no abotre na wo se wonya se de be ya obetimi akọ aba asomdwemu
Bonisi anase adia sasa e driver ni a ade ba ko di kan se be de go to hu ani e ho na e wo fog light no aso kakra wo so mi ka wo fog na e kwan no wo fa wo kwamfa na mi ka so e wo fog go fu e ka se you slow down and keep to your lane be bi wo so sane so kakra wo so kakra sa so di ban we yi na dia e be bo ya ma bibi esi ni kura e o ka no se si kwan so no patience be a e ka ye ni bi e de esi e kira ba se mo be ye di ni alba ko so ko se ni sa e bo si mi ya inte hu ye ni mu kwani mu bi ti e be sese ona mo we camera fom
American mra fom na wa ma wani so da ho we aye chief supo Alexander Kwaku oben nene na ote na pani e ba ne se ye boy ho ba wa kwantempon so a se ye behwe yie ahwe pa wa brabo mu ni akwantempon so akobadi nyina wabene mu safety expert Dr. Nana Ankoma Jamra wade ato ahyankafo ni mu se wonam na sehyan didi American aduru se udu ba bi na se wiema ekusu enkosan obi ho odi edi na chi boko brepam no se emu tete na se nhwemu wo mu a afei watimi ayi afa no anya saa na sɛ wo si wiem ayɛ kusu kyinkyina a wobɛyi afa ho a wobɛhyia nkwanhyia
kakaya man drink it say ni kokuma se aba na manyeka sɛ ukita ni pankwa sɛ yɛ careful dia ɛne yɛn so da be sɛ uhu anim be 200 meters you don't have to overtake udu ntema na yɛde wakɔ 8 minutes 2 hours do yɛ minute na yɛde mo na memo award obi do memo award enti bre mom na usi no bi abompa yɛ o nyame de wase radisha drive your dear buy ɛne mema umpuntu de aba especially sa omo ka sentence wa lom lodu ekwan mu no bu ana wo peso okusi nyonku ani na hwan and the passengers so moment for station car.
Doctor Nana Ankuma Jamra nene ena otie ne ba se ye se ne kwan so kusakusa dwumadie National Road Safety Authority wo mo so mbra mu bia ye kwan na pani e woto nkrama wo no mo Simbia Redu ene no ebo nkomo no de to just ampa ene sa de ekoso yen sem bebre amanfo na hyenkafo so ka mo matibie se de o ne mpani be ka bom na wo matu ana ma ye tentem na kyese kwan no de epepa de nyina no wo mo de bia sensen so aka ho
institutions a markings no say you call to or order and for any omobedi inkita ho amoma hwese sabre no ana ebi ebrebia no ye markings we ya kwan sempon so ne ye krum kwan so no ye adwuma I think say ebra so say ye free ye engineers and ye safety officers the road agencies particularly urban youth say ye road line markings no omo afflicti omo image omo upgrading in my this is the time I hear apart from Kania no a fine so ka ho nti me nya rubber for no ya adwene the brasso say the line markings no any engineering in your marketing kitchen e betimi aboa ya kwan so wo kwan so no ye de betu yi
Simbiat Oredu wono ya kasama for the National Road Safety Authority nene ena otiye no
asante mantam for
ene mama ba
are you
ye jabo kwai
bye na say you Y2K ebaso Y2K ebaso nti anyumui wo manfo hwe no mu say anyumui den a ebe se die tie bia Y2K baso die besu
so obrafo bekin kind the bremo ni gisem and konko chise kind rap mo aba kind me sit me dimu kind Ghana for muntimi ni new flavor abba be super power and unti mami akwaba obrafo Ghana rap so for me 20 say obofo be boy check it out kid the arsenal body dropping on my head you know what I'm saying check it out 1 2 like I go me say I go oh, Philomena, who look fly? Tick tock, bitch, jab it, boy. Oh, Philomena, who look fly? Tick tock, bitch, jab it, boy. Oh, Philomena, who look fly? Tick tock, bitch, jab it, boy.
And when you Y2K, a hobby de papa. October was many that it was will be.
And yes, some
Basu the dome. La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, a ho and a yadisha so enya grown and your numa patar. And the addition so the bonus of the F pa. And crown cry a 1.5. Eh, 150 Ghana cedis in a dipom you and as enter a 250 Ghana cedis. 2.5 F into bright. Now for your train as well by and wash it. There's Abra and Tadia and Yashan. Wunya a canny jeans and now pele jeans. Buggy jeans. And I just combat. Once jeans no more Bakubu are no friend faded jeans. Any more nowadays. Wash your combat. And now be a year Timbaland. Timbaland, Unya case with crown. I near the Yashubula, Obedena. Oh, ya Catanizoa. Now, Derek Museni, almost about ya Catani part is I will fight fire bandana. Durak, was our space. I know Bana. I know Sabran, so now Sabran, no to fish and Sabran near sea ISIS. To make me see ISIS was now if it was to be was to be. I don't say Etinyame for yenya yenje 2nd October Y2K na for yenche na semtia for so mu sanso na Stanbic Bank I say we bet me edibwa wo Ghana akwa China abra wo city na edibwa no thank you computer clinic e ho ne wo no tatahwe any video tatahwe a e be say ya DBS Kalalen Plus yenche perfect crew dance so ya febo culture go to twist apostle papa be mu onu da ho Franco Trading Enterprise electrical appliances papa na ho e na obenya dia free mobile phones printers laptops say dia was do rinsia na ne wu ko yi noma woto noma na ye ma 40% discount win up den woman so ye mu mawie yi Obidombie edu Kumi mena Obiri Yeboah Fentemfrem Kumi na yekoi we say mia menua prophet Georgia Mankwa ye machiba otoso miensa say da bia mega so odifo na one of the asafo atu den Victory City Church of Christ Victory City of Christ Ministry Victory City of Christ Ministry na oye dwumadie bi okokobra council na chi ho na so dan wo wa sha se kra nra chese omo ya kwasiada we serving this prophetic and revival na o say Friday there all night din ti free na ko ya 6 pm na chese etemti mesere mo amokuma asere mo ko gina me breach na mo fa mo nsu nhye na mbra wa ben we from I fifi mantam so a ho so dwumadie kese bi koso pa Ojibi afashe kese pa eno so ekoso a humu ojibi afashe so ate enti eno no ye nyina ibehia ho akese emu oden pa wo kronkron ni nyame somafo yawo wono ene da no a wo hwa aboa ma bibia na ne ahemfo maako aduonum ene ahema maako dunson ene frinkran ekopiem ho na ne amanyofo akese obi eba na eja wa ba behwe ye ko bompa ya magana na ese nkwankwa hene di edi na oda ne o ene nkwankwa hene birthday na kofi ahol gomu afete nkwankwa hene na happy birthday nkoma nyame nhyira na onye okese encha sha ayi beba so Atopa festival amba shase na otwe besi munum beba so akosia lontuba afi we de ebekobi sha mo na mo ntimi nko eja wo me de abanka bara no edo mo nsa na happy birthday kese pa enkoma justice Bansi o Believers International School wo Botiano we from ma me no papa wo mo se ewrade ntena ni mu nche pa wo ma mfri adomu enkwadomu enya agrokra nti yadisi Aisha Ibrahim de bochi dombo ya don tenshan akwanso eka ho sanso enanana de murunkum edion so no tiwa ene wo manfo wadom Kasiebo dem nyina da ye momomo na nase apofo je esemufo Mata Crystal Aqua esemufo panyimpa adwafo wa wo mo ka obi ne ede kase ne ebre wo be grod che ya tena ba wo 5 free bi krom bi poa wono so social media